Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a quick question with High Media TV and PT Sean. I'm your host, M from High Media TV, along with my co-host, the illustrious PT Sean.
Sup?
And today we have a quick question for you. Sean, what's our question for the viewers?
So, how is your gas? What I mean is, like, how high is your gas?
Or to put it
Ooh.
another way, what does the gas prices look like where you live? So, for those who are unaware, I made a move to the Hudson Valley myself not too long ago, last year, in fact. And for me, gas right now at the gas station near where I live, the one that I frequent on my way to work every single day, is $4.09.
Jeez.
Damn. I had to fill up from damn near zero the other week. It was $40 fucking dollars. I wanted to kill my motherfucking self. That was ass.
Yo, just be glad you didn't have a bigger car, bro. Like, I was driving my company van, and I was filling it up because we had to fill it up to full. Bro, it was like $82, bro.
Oh.
And apparently somebody filled up their tank to 150 before we got to that tank.
Damn.
150, bro. I'm like, dude, you know gas is bad. Gas is bad when you see the triple digits.
Dude, I'm so appreciative of the fact that my 2013 Kia Sorento only has an 11-gallon tank, and it is surprisingly efficient with that. I think that's just because this car came out a few years after, the financial crisis had started, and like there was and it was a really interesting time period where lots of regulations were put on car companies for gas mileage because of how fucked people were and with gas guzzling cars when gas went up as high as it was during the '08 financial collapse. And so, I've got an old car, but I've got a car that unless I'm driving, 30 40 minutes one way every single day for a week, I only really need to fill up once a month, once every 3 weeks with how much I drive. Cause me, I'm in the house.
Lucky you, man.
The
Fill
only
up my
time, the
gas
only
once a
time I
week.
drive anywhere else other than work is to go deliver something to the kinfolk or, meet up with a girl for, a date or a pussy
Or
appointment.
whatever. Man, gas is crazy. And I drive every day, bro. Every day. Oh, man. I used to just put 20 and that usually filled up my tank where it need to be. Now I
Hey!
gotta do literally 2 times of that to fill the tank up where it
Yeah.
needs to be.
Yeah,
Which is
my
insane to
Kia's got
me.
an 11-gallon, so when I gotta fill this bitch up, I know it's gonna be whatever the fucking cost of gas is with a zero on the end of it.
Yeesh, man. Yeesh. Man,
It's
gas is terrible.
it
At
is.
least the Street Fighter movie looked good.
The Street Fighter movie, yeah. Yeah, no, it does look good, don't get me wrong. I'm not a fan of some of the people they chose to be in it because I hate some of the motherfuckers they chose to be in it.
You talking about the comedian?
Yeah, Schultz,
Yeah, you don't even have to say his name. I already know that
But
guy with his pink
you know
suit.
what? I can't be mad at it. Here's the thing. I
Hmm.
can't be mad at the casting of it because he looks like the motherfucker.
Oh, he's supposed to be wannabe Ryu.
No, he's not right. He's the
No, want to be Ryu, the guy with the pink gi.
Ken. He's not Ken.
No. I said pink, not red, bro.
Oh.
Red, yeah.
No, he's the
Like
guy in the white suit.
no. I know the character you talking about in the movie, but he's playing a guy that's a joke character in the. I don't know. He's in the most recent Street Fighter, but he
Yeah.
got a pink gi on.
I question what the fuck can 50 Cent act?
I mean, he dabbles. He's okay.
He dabbles.
I like
I heard his video game was pretty fucking cool.
just the first one. Don't try the other ones.
Yeah.
He act in his show Power, and he's okay in that. He's pretty decent in that.
Yeah.
So he came a long way from die. What is it? Get rich, die trying. I'm about to say rich or something like that. It's get rich,
Yeah.
die trying, which is his debut acting thing. But yeah, he's a decent actor. So I mean, that character is not known for talking, so I'm okay with that. And also, he got a boxing background, so it makes sense to me.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Like, we do live in an age, like, I do have an issue a little bit when it comes to film and TV show adaptations of video games, because there seems to be a regular um propensity for directors of video game project, like into film and movie projects,
Mm-hmm.
to have a level of contempt for the source material. And, like, for example, the guy who is in charge of the new God of War TV show
Yeah,
said he's never played the games, and he does not feel like, and he does not feel any need to. This is a this is not this is a public statement, like verifiable statement he said publicly.
I would say this. That's not everybody. I will say
No,
this.
no,
I
no. I
also would
know it's
say
not
this.
everybody,
He
but
sounds like
it is common.
the showrunner for the Halo show. We all know how that went.
Yep. Another example of this is the folks behind the Witcher TV show for Netflix. Like,
Wait, he didn't read the books?
they they read, I don't know how much of them they read, but they were very vocal about their contempt for the books and the subject matter. There's a
Why?
reason there's a reason why Henry Cavill was constantly fighting the writers on choices they made in the script. And it's and primarily, and if I'm being perfectly frank, a big a big reason why Henry Cavill left was their contempt for the source material. Like, Henry Cavill didn't have an issue with things like the fact that they made, like, Yennefer a black woman. He had issues with the fact that
I
the
have issue with
writers
that.
would
Not even close.
constantly choose to make Geralt and other characters do things that were both wildly out of character and not at all in line with the story of the source material.
Is this all past season 2 or season 2 and go on? Because I stopped watching after season 1.
Well, it's like this is everything that happened after Cavill left the project, and Liam Hemsworth took it over.
No bad replacement, I may add. Not a bad one. But I do miss, he is Geralt, bro. He was so amazing in that role, man.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
here's the thing, right? Henry Cavill is king of the nerds. You know, Henry Cavill is a thoroughbred nerd who, like, also acts, and he is very, he's like us. He cares about the source material of these projects he works on. There's a reason why, when he was offered the ability to do a Warhammer 40K show for Amazon, he gets complete creative control, which is a great thing, along with Games Workshop, of course.
No, he knows what he's doing.
He doesn't know what he's doing, because ultimately, at the end of the day, he is, somebody that has a deep respect for his hobbies, like all of us do. And, the fact that, like, the big point I want to make, and Yahtzee from Crenshaw from Second Wind on YouTube, made this point, but I'm going to reiterate it for here because I feel like it's important to say again. The movie and TV industry has keeps coming into our, we are letting them take things from our space and they are so contemptuous with it, despite the fact that, by the way, you know, most popular video games make more money than any TV project that like a Sony or Warner Brothers will make. Like the video game industry is larger than movies, music, and television combined, and it's been bigger than those three types of mediums and industries behind those mediums since as early as 2013.
Mm.
And so the fact that, there's this level of contempt for a medium that is frankly blowing movies and TV out of the water, mediums, by the way, that are floundering, with, lack of just with like the bubble burst on, peak TV not too long, not a few years ago. And there's not as many shows coming out. There's not as many movies coming out. They're not making any interesting new things. The only two movies I've seen that were announced recently that were unique and looked interesting to go watch was the Disney Pixar movie Hoppers.
I seen that. It's pretty good.
And Sheep Detective.
That might be based off of something.
No, it's basically a movie where a bunch of sheep try to solve the murder of who murdered their shepherd.
Oh, no, I seen the trailer. It got Hugh Jackman in
it. Hugh Jackman. It has Hugh Jackman for like 10 minutes. I think it's off a book too, but it's it's Hugh Jackman for literally 10 minutes where he's in a sweater and then he dies. I think that's so fucking hilarious.
Well, I mean, it's Hugh Jackman taking roles that his friends do not want him to take with someone. Yeah, I know a lot of people that don't want Hugh Jackman to do music stuff, and I'm like this. Yeah, but that's kind of his thing, though.
You know what? I'll give Hugh Jackman a lot of credit. He's multifaceted, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's like a Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, very talented guy. I think he's underrated talented.
I think, Dave Goldstein, our friend from, at the Writing Center from when we were in college, he said that Seth MacFarlane makes, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he said something attuned to the effect and vibe of, Seth MacFarlane makes mediocre versions of things that should be better but aren't.
How so?
Orville, which, don't get me wrong, from the clips I've seen of Orville, it's like after you get
you
past,
haven't watched it?
I haven't watched all of it. I've seen a ton of clips and I've seen a lot of episodes from from what I know, the first season is played for laughs, and after that it's legitimate real sci-fi. A la Star Trek, Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, let me tell you this. As somebody, I'm not a Trekkie, but I am very versed of Star Trek, and I'm very much a fan. When that show came out, it had a other Star Trek show that was J.J. Abrams-ified, so it was just okay, to be honest. I forget what the name of the exact Star Trek show, but when that came out, not at Picard. It was before Picard.
Oh.
But it was some black girl. I forget her name. But she was that show was going, it was okay. But when Orville came out, it had that essence of Star Trek. It was more Star Trek than the other show that was out.
Yeah, but it's
real I was watching this,
but it didn't reach
it
didn't reach the heights of your Next Generation, your Deep Space Nine, your Discovery.
Dude, believe it or not, it was that good.
Really?
It shouldn't be that good, but it was actually that good, bro. I actually watched the show, bro.
Nice.
I went episode by episode, and I've watched Deep Space Nine, New Generation, all that, and it's as good as those shows, man.
No kidding. That's dope.
Shocking how good it is.
Huh. So from this episode, we can basically surmise gas is ass right now, and we should try and forget how bad the gas bill is by going and watching Orville.
Yeah. I mean, it would cure your gas. I was shocked too. Like I was paying 200 gas, and look at me now. I'm
Ladies,
still paying 200 gas. No stop.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to this episode of A Quick Question with High Media TV and PT Sean. If you liked this episode, please join our Discord community. If you make when link in the description, when you sign up, make sure you say you're a fan of PT Sean and join the exclusive PT Sean Discord community located on the High Media TV Discord.
Cool.
You should also be pushing that out more to folks, Sean, which you haven't been.
Oh yeah, like I've been out. I've been.
I know you.
Yeah, you know. I talk to you.
I know. But ladies and gentlemen, like and for those listening on YouTube, like and subscribe, and listen. Thank you for getting to the end of the video. Support Sean, give him money, go watch his streams, and if you're listening on podcasts, stick around for the after ads. Help a brother get some money.
And also stick around me rapping. It's not good, but I appreciate you sticking around.
Yeah, we're gonna cut the episode off before you do that. Have a good one, everybody.